breathe in us, in our noses, and in our life. Ruach, which means breath. It means air. So out of being a faceless being, airless being, you didn't have nothing to live for, God came and he breathed. You know he breathed in you this morning? You're here in church because he wanted you to live another day. See, just for that, you should have been jumping. Because there's a lot of people that didn't wake up this morning. There's a lot of people that had to be rushed to the hospital. There's a lot of people that got shot this morning. There's a lot of people that got into car accidents this morning. But if you're here this morning, you should have, oh man, what? I am so happy that tomorrow I can then say his mercy endureth forever. I am happy that I'm living today. What do I got to do? Let me enjoy the day. Let me get this sadness out of the way from me. Let me get this attitude away. Let me be happy about life because I am made into his likeness, into his image. Do you think God walks around like sometimes we walk around? Do you think God does that? No. God has said it is time for you to enjoy the life I gave you. Come on, give a hand clap praise to the Lord. Tell your neighbor it's time to enjoy your life. Stop having these pity parties. Stop having these little issues, these little attitude problems. Hey, hey, hey. He says, I blessed you. I blessed you so you can understand that you're the ultimate creation that I have done. I mean, I know people compare us to monkeys, but we're not. Yeah, let's not even go there. They compare us. They say that God, didn't create us. He said that it was evolution. But God created us. He did it. You can't believe what science says. You have to believe what the word says. If it contradicts the word, you believe the word above science. And he breathed in us air, blessing, ruach. He even breathed in us. Another word is zoe, which means the life that he is living. Intelligence. You're an intelligent being. Who's intelligent today? We make dumb mistakes, but we're still intelligent. Right? We all commit mistakes. We all do mistakes, but we have the intelligence of heaven. We don't operate like men and women here operate. We operate like he does. So we have the character. We have the nature. We have the life of God. I mean, God put him in Eden, which was a garden of all the resources that he could ever need. It was in his hands. There were 4 rivers that ran into the garden. All those 4 rivers brought different resources like silver and gold and precious diamonds and precious stones. I'm talking about he was living the life. Well, let me tell you, Jesus came back and restored everything that Adam lost. You don't have to be sad anymore. God said, I want you to develop that type of lifestyle. Say with me, develop. I want you to understand that you have been given the same capabilities as Adam. I came and Jesus was the second Adam, and he gave him authority above everything. He said, I came to restore. Aren't you glad that God restored you? Aren't you glad that you're saved? Aren't you glad that God loves you enough that he will go to wherever he needs to go to rescue you, to lift you up? Aren't you glad that God is a living and powerful God? He established something, and I'm about to finish, 4 minutes. The spirit, the soul, and he gave us this body. And then he gave us emotions, and he gave us senses, and he made us all these things so we can enjoy life. But above it all, he established this principle in the word that says that he gave us the capability to dominate the earth. God gave them authority to govern over all creation. He came and he made us function like he functions. Who wants to function like God? So you have to understand that Adam had delegated authority. We have delegated authority. You said, well, I don't have the power. I don't have the strength. I don't have what it takes. Well, it's not about you. You stop taking selfies of you and take selfies of God. God says, I'm taking a selfie of myself so you can see what you should be looking like. And he gave you delegated authority. Listen to this. For this delegated authority, and I'm going to finish with this, to be able to operate, and so you can be able to be an overcomer, there has to be a few things that you have to put into place. Submission. Submission. God can't give you more authority if you don't submit to what he already has given you. He says, if you're faithful in the little, I will bring you more. Second, you have to have union with him. Relationship. Do you know that sometimes, there's girlfriends and people that you hang out, and people outside looking in, they confuse you as if they're family, but it's not because they're family, it's just they hang out so much with you, they start looking like you. I mean, they're just a friend of yours. I don't want to go into the BFFFFF. There's so many BFFFFs. Maybe they're just an F. A friend. Acquaintance. I'm making you guys, come on. But you hang out so much with them. You start talking like them. You're like, oh my God, you guys could be sisters. Well, it's not that they really look like you. Their attributes, the personalities start combining and completing themselves with you. They start tying themselves in what you like. I mean, look, I wore this today. Bema wore it, Leslie wore it, Denise wore it, Juliana wore it. I mean, you could tell they're my daughters. We all have the same colors. We must love this. And we never got together with it. But, she's the prophet of the house, she's the pastor of the house, and the other one's a deacon. They've been with me with years. Well, I guess, they start thinking like me. Okay, spring is coming, and this is what I like. But is it really what you like, or this is what I like? Is it what you like, or is this what I like? Or is it because we have combined each other's likes? Now, we know the spring, I love these type of colors, and I love hot colors, and I love bright colors, and you're going to see me with bright orange and bright green and bright this and bright that and these other colors. So when you think about it, you're like, okay, I like it. But do you really like it, or is it because, you're so fused with other people that you start completing each other's sentences? Unity. So first, there has to be submission. Second, there has to be union. Third, you have to be connected to the kingdom. You are not part of this world, even though you live in this world. When I say that, I mean your mentality can't think like everybody thinks. Tell your neighbor, it's okay to be different. So it's okay. It's okay that you dress different. It's okay that you speak different. It's okay that you like certain things that I just couldn't stand. It's okay. You don't have to change yourself to please me. I'm okay with it. And people that really love you, they'll be okay with you. They won't be embarrassed. I mean, they'll tell you, okay, you need to fix a little bit of this. And we can adapt to certain things, but you need to be connected to the kingdom. You need to understand we have kingdom living, kingdom principles, kingdom government. We have a kingdom thinking. We have a king. He rules. He governs. He is my boss. He's not my mentor. You'll listen to a mentor if you want to, but when you have a boss, when you have the maximum authority, when you have a Lord, You have no option. You got to listen. You have a king. Say with me, I have a king. Fourth, you have to understand that there's a government of God, and that is not only a government out there, it's in your heart. You have to live it. The government of God has to be lived through you. That's how you represent God. That's how you manifest God. You think twice before you do stuff. You think twice before people out there can signal and criticize you in your job place, in your marketplace, in your schools. Anybody listening to me? Because you were created for something bigger. When people look at you, they want to see solutions. They don't want to see problems. That's why you have God. You want to talk to somebody? Go into your room, close the door, and talk to God. Well, I don't have nobody. Well, talk to God anyway. He is there. Remember when I prayed Friday night, the people that were here, and I did that skit? Jesus came really quick. I mean, I expected him the next day. Jesus is like right here. I mean, and he was in my face. Do you understand what I'm saying? And sometimes we tell problems to people that don't need to hear it. We talk smack to people, and then we want to testify, and they're looking at you like, you're a hypocrite. That's what you are. They don't say, well, you know, she had a bad day, she had a bad week. You tell me those things, and, you know, I can live with, because I love you regardless, because I know that we Christians are humans. But there's a lot of people that expect you to be better than them. So you got to speak life into people. You had a bad day, it's okay. Tomorrow will be a better day. See, that's a different vocabulary. You got to believe it first, though. So I'm asking you to take evaluation. The selfie that you need to have is not about you. You need to have a selfie of God. And look at yourself in the mirror every morning and say, you know what? I want to look more like you. Show me your ways. Show me your glory. Show me how you think. Show me how you do things, because I want to fruitify. I want to multiply. I want to dominate my world. Whatever is bothering you, whatever is limiting you, it's because your perspective still is not in position. You need to understand you're big and bad. You're strong. You're powerful. You can do it. Tell your problem, get out of the way. Tell your mountain, you need to get out. I am going to win this battle. I am going to win this finance. I am going to win this job. My house is going to be okay. My children is going to love God. They will raise up and call me blessed. I will be the good mother. I will be the good father. I will be a good son. I will be a good daughter. I will be different. I will show them that God really lives in me. Who can say, I am ready. I am ready to receive this. I am ready to walk in it. Come on, stand to your feet and say, I want to be like God. His likeness is his mental, it's his moral, and his social. God said, I've given you everything that you need to have communion with your God. Do you know that some of us grow up and we're like, you know what? I'm never going to be like my mama. I put a picture on Facebook this past week about that. I look at myself and I realize that I'm just like my mom, and I'm so happy. Because when I was a teenager and I was in my early 20s, I'm like, you know what? Talk to the hand. All of us go through it. Of course, there's more disrespect in others than in some of us. But all of us go through those stages of, you know what? I know more than them. They're just old-fashioned, old fogies, old mentalities. They think like the 1950s, and there they are, want to run my life. And you're here in the teenage, early 20 years, and you want to do what you want to do and say, you know what? I don't want to be nothing like them. You know what happens? You know what happens? You grow up. And it's not that you want to be like them. It's that you find yourself. You find yourself. You hit certain age, and you hit certain attitudes in certain time periods, and you begin to have children, and you begin to confront what they confronted, and you find yourself doing exactly what they did and saying the exact same words.